Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Days Podcast along with a new video. I want to say thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. I will make sure I have exclusive content on Spotify and Patreon alike. And yeah, there will be more free content because there is lots to talk about. So we are going to talk about Ashanti's fourth studio album, Concrete Rose. So we already talked about her debut, and we also talked about chapter 2. I didn't talk about her Christmas album, similar to Destiny's Child, where they had a Christmas album. I feel like I want to hold those albums to when we're around that time. Like, it's very much hot right now. So, we gonna leave the Christmas albums, even with Mariah Carey, we gonna leave the Christmas albums to be in November, December type stuff. So, we gonna hold that. But, yes, let's get into it, guys. So, Concrete Rose is the fourth studio album by Ashanti, released December 14th, 2004, by the Ink Records and Def Jam Recordings. In addition to working with frequent collaborators Irv Gotti, Chink Santana, and Seven Aurelius, Ashanti also enlisted new collaborators Michael Fleeth, I believe, Jimi Kendrix, and Demi Doc to assist. The album features guest appearances from rappers T.I., Ja Rule, and Lloyd. The album debuted at number 7 on the US Billboard 200 in the United States with first week sales of 254,000 copies. So this was literally right before Christmas. So a lot of times when it comes to albums that are close to Christmas time, with it being released in the last quarter, it can be qualified within 2005, as opposed to anything that's released before the third quarter. That goes into the new year where it's like, all right, Grammys, but this was considered something to be nominated towards 2006 because 2005 is when people kind of take the album in more. So if you ever wonder, like, okay, well, Beyonce also released an album in December 13th, from what I can remember, 2013, which is a whole 9 years later. However, in that time period, we're already digital, and the album's stemming into 2014, so it wasn't until 2015 when we see Beyonce go and be like, oh my God, I won a Grammy. Like, yeah, girl, you did it. So besides that point, outside the United States, the album was less successful, with its strongest ranking being in the top 20 in Japan and the top 30 in the UK albums chart. Critical reception to the project was mixed, with most deeming the album unoriginal. Nonetheless, the album did receive a platinum certification from the Recording Academy and gained gold status in Japan and the United Kingdom. Concrete Rose was preceded by the lead single, Only You, which received positive reviews and reached the top 20 in several countries. The album and its promotion was vastly overshadowed by the legal troubles that faced the Ink and Gotti, who was arrested on money laundering charges only a month after Concrete Rose's release. As a result, Def Jam severed ties with the Ink in May 2005 and refused to promote the album's second single, Don't Let Them, which only charted moderately in Ireland and the United Kingdom. Now, Don't Let Them was a great song. And like I told y'all, when it comes to certain artists, it don't matter if it's within their debut or even as they've already released a few albums. When certain legal things or certain things happen where the marketing and the sales are not matching and mathing, it really makes things harder for an artist to be able to kind of come back from that. And I think most artists have dealt with that, where it's just like, you even look down to Janet Jackson when she released Demita Joe, where there was just a whole craze of people that felt like, oh, you just wanted to just show this, you did that on purpose. Like, no, she didn't. And it wasn't until Discipline, which was 2 albums later, pretty much, because she had Demita Joe and 20YO. It wasn't until Discipline where people were like, you know what, you're still Janet, we're sorry. What do you mean, no, you're still Janet, we're sorry? What did these last 2 projects did not do for y'all? Like, what? And then when she came back with Unbreakable, that's when people were really like, all right, no, we missed you. Like, oh, you're damn right you missed me. A lot's been happening since the last 7 years or so from Discipline, huh? Okay. And she still needs to come back because it's been 9 years since then. So, it's just things be going on. But yeah, following the success of her sophomore studio album, Chapter 2, Ashanti confirmed in November 2003 that she had begun planning her third studio album due to be out in mid-2004. In February 2004, Ashanti said the album had a new sound, a new flavor, and said she wanted to touch on more topics that I didn't touch on with the first and second record. She also confirmed that she had already recorded 3 songs for the album. By July, Ashanti confirmed she had already finished the record and planned its release for November. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah. There was a single with Ja Rule called "Turn It Up," which is on the album, which was initially released as the lead single off the album. However, it was downscaled to a buzz single after the Ink decided to release "Only You" as Concrete Rose's lead single instead. The song, released on October 26, 2004, reached the top 10 of several countries, including Ireland, number 4, and Japan and the UK, number 2. The song also reached the top 20 in Germany, 12, New Zealand, number 14, Switzerland, 12, and then the United States, number 13. So, Only You was really keeping that album alive in a good way, because there was just so much going on. The album was largely overshadowed, like I said, by legal issues that were happening in January 2003 during recording of Chapter 2. The offices of Murder Inc. was raided during an investigation into Gotti's ties to gangster Kenneth McGriff. In November, Murder Inc. changed its name to The Inc. in an attempt to distance the company from its several controversies. Between November 2004 and January 2005, there was, arrests for money laundering, racketeering, and murder regarding to the killing of rapper E Money Bags. In April 2005, Ashanti chose "Don't Let Them" to be the second single from the album. The single failed to chart in the United States, however, charted moderately well in Ireland, 41, and the United Kingdom, 38. So this is my thing, right? There'll be songs that will be released as singles. We'll have a whole music video, and everyone will be like, okay, we're here for it, something sad. But then when you look at the sales, it's like, y'all were here for more or less the video. Y'all weren't here for the song or the sake of it being on the album. And that's what a lot of people, whether they were watching 106 in Park or VH1 Soul when they had it on Comcast. Listen, I'll go back when they had it on the Comcast and you was able to watch music videos play randomly at times throughout the day and the night, overnight, however you was looking. Like, that's how people was really getting to really realize like streaming was coming about, because they didn't always want to just put the headphones on. Sometimes people wanted to visually see something, and that's when people started to realize, okay, well, since people like music videos a little bit more, we gotta have a budget for that. And then we may have to turn albums into video albums, because nowadays people want to just watch us. They don't want to just listen now. They see too much now, and they want to see more. Okay. But yep, they had mixed reviews. Someone from AllMusic found that disregarding the ill-suited standards, an Ashanti album is always good for a handful of strong singles, as Concrete Rose helps indicate it's no better or worse than her 2002 debut or 2003's Chapter 2, with the standout singles, decent album cuts, and filler fluff provided in equal doses. And did I mention that Ashanti writes? I don't know if I said it in her previous videos as far as for her albums, but she has writing credits on pretty much all her songs. So she gets paid for every song. So it's not like, she out here, and I believe she owns her masters. and maybe now independent from all of this, which I've told you previously in other videos with other artists. Like, being independent is way to go. Like, you don't always need a label. You can, if you really can market yourself and do it your own way, do it. What do you think this is? What do you think Dave's podcast is? I don't want to feel as though, and I don't want anyone to feel as though they have to keep partnering and linking and doing all that. If you can do it yourself, do it yourself. It just makes it much better. You know what you want, you know how you want to do it, and it's not a power trip to just feel as though, no, it's me. It's more or less a sense of having things reflect and grow with clarity, that you don't have to worry about the next person or a person that you're next to telling you what is. Like, no, this is what is for me, okay? So yeah, we talked about chart performances. And like I said, during the Christmas week, it debuted at number 7. So it wasn't like she, wasn't able to, release the album in a way that it wasn't going to be able to be bought like as a Christmas gift, It's just that the promotion thereafter was conflicting. So yeah. By April 2008, the album had sold 871,000 copies. So in total, it remained on Billboard 200 albums chart for 20 consecutive weeks. So what I will be explaining more of, and have been explaining lately, is that over time you'll see that sales aren't as high as we get closer to the 2010s, 2020s, because we're going into the streaming era, and we're also going into the sake that people were really heavily downloading. So it's just like record companies or even people that are independent are just like, you're right, you know what, maybe I need to make sure this is on a streaming type of platform, because I don't want to not get my compensation, or people not to get the quality that they deserve from me, because everybody's just biting it and putting it wherever and making it, a commodity, if you will. Like, no, we're not doing that. Let me see if I said that in the right way. Yeah, a raw material or primary agricultural culture that can be bought or sold, such as okay, yeah. What makes an item a commodity? When all units of production are identical regardless of who produces them. Yeah, exactly yes. When all units of production are identical regardless of, yes. So pretty much what I'm saying is, you don't want things to just be duplicated and it's not from the person that it's coming from. Like, I shouldn't be trying to get an Ashanti album from the person down the street when Ashanti has it literally on Spotify. Well, now, but you know what I mean. Like, it shouldn't be like that. I should be able to go to the store, or be able to look on iTunes and hit the buy button. It shouldn't have to be, oh my God. So I'm gonna go on this website here, and they got the zip file for me to have the whole album. I just gotta extract. No, that's not nice. And then you realize when you look at the information on the songs, it shows who bought the song. So it's just like, over time, people gotta understand, like, they can get in trouble for that. Why is your version of the bought product being shipped everywhere across the country? Okay, why are you leaking the album? So yes, let's get into the track list. So all right, this is a different track list from what I remember. Yeah, no, this is different. No. They have the track list a different. So I'm gonna read it from what I remember, because this is not from what track one is Concrete Rose intro. Track 2 is Still Down featuring T.I. Track 3 is Message to Fans skit. Then track 4 is Only You. And then track 5 is Focus. So I don't know why this information is this way, but that's what I remember. And if you had this album, then I'm not playing with y'all. Track 6 is Don't Let Them. So I will tell you right now, Only You is a great song. Focus is slept on. Don't Let Them is slept on. Still Down is cool. I don't like get into that song too much, but it's cool. Love Again, that's slept on again, a bit. not too slept on, but it is. Take Me Tonight with Lloyd. Then there's You, which is track 9. Track 10, Every Little Thing. Now that's one of my favorite songs from Ashanti ever. I think that was one of the songs where I said to myself, like, no, she really is out here. Like, she is her own person. Just like when you look at any other artist when they're like, no, that's they own person. Like, this was that for me. One of the songs for that. Like, Every Little Thing, definitely listen to that song. Instead of going out, you can bring the world to me. Oh, yes, yes, yes. See, I done had it all, did it all. Yeah, and now I'm looking for more. Oh, now I'm thinking back to 10-year-old me. Track 11 is Turn It Up featuring Ja Rule. Track 12 is Buck 3000. Track 13 is So Hot. Track 14 is Don't Leave Me Alone featuring Seven Aurelius. Track 15 is Sister Stories. So track 14, Don't Leave Me Alone, is slept on. Track 13, So Hot, it's a little underrated. I will say it's a good song too. Track 15, of course, I said Sister Stories, that's a skit. Track 16, Freedom. Now Freedom, that is slept on too. It was a standing ovation for her to just let people know, like, I'm me, okay? And then there's Wonderful, which is a remix featuring Ja Rule and R. Kelly. And at the time, I gotta say, there was more or less a sense of just wanting to collaborate. It wasn't even like people were looking too much deep into what other people were doing outside of the music, but over time it was like, okay, yeah, we can't really promote this, okay? So yeah, the bonus track for the United Kingdom along with Japan was Touch My Body, but Japan also had Spend the Night, which is 18 and 19 respectfully. But yeah, guys, get into the album, listen to it, stream it, buy it. It's still a great album. It definitely came out 20 years ago by December, so you know it's going to be coming into its 20th anniversary. I'm not sure if she's going to do like a 20th anniversary or 25th anniversary, but she definitely can do something with it if she wants to, because you know she about to be a mom, okay? You know, things have changed now in the last 20 years since then, you know? She left her some Nelly. But yeah, guys, that's the end of my video and episode, and I thank you guys for definitely listening and watching, and I'll be back with more.